Hello, my friends. It's Saturday. Happy Saturday. For those who have made it through the work week, for those who are out there working, which I'm not. Not that I'm not working. I'm putting in some work, doing my own thing. So just give me a second. Guys, I'm going to bring up my desktop and we're going to read from A Course in Miracles, maybe discuss it a bit. And then I'm going to go out and take my walk. We'll catch up. Depends on who shows up to say hi. Let me give a quick check. I want to make sure that our friend Jace is not up and live. I'd hate to miss him entirely. He is live. And there he is. Let me get in there real quick. Let's say good morning to him. As you guys know, Jace is a good friend. So we want to support in every way. What we're going to do is go in, we're going to say hi. And let's see. Hey, Andrew. Welcome back, Andrew. So, guys, make sure you visit Jace.
Transition from being just a standard average guy into quite a fit guy. Takes time.
There we go. Just wanted to make sure that I did that. Andrew says, sorry I missed your live stream. I was asleep. That's okay. I don't expect anyone to make it here every time. Or to be honest, anytime. That's a lot to ask for from anyone. You know, if you see me live and you have the opportunity to pop in, that's always cool. But hey, never go to any trouble. Never put yourself out. Hey, Easy. How you doing, my friend? We're going to dive in just a minute. I'm going to look at your channel real quick, Easy, and see if you got any new shorts up. I'm looking forward to seeing you play some more. You know, Easy, you can really think of your bass playing as part of your spiritual practice, as a meditation. Surrendering the results, not trying to get, you know, in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna that you are entitled to the action, but not the results of your action. So if we're practicing the bass, for example, and we're thinking of it in terms of getting better, we're thinking of it in terms of, am I improving? We're always outside of the present moment. But if we're thinking of it in terms of just what I'm doing right now, this one note, this one chord, this one session becomes perfect. And it's perfect practice that leads to perfect playing. Let's see. Easy says, I finally posted my second bass. I'm looking for it. I didn't see it. I still see the Tiny Tim living in the sunlight. Oh, there we go. John Mayer, Wild Blue. Awesome. I'm going to listen to it right after the live stream. Updated one last night. I had to refresh the page. I'm looking forward to it. I uploaded one last night, but it's a video, not a short. Gotcha. Cool. Andrew says, I turned on notifications so your lives can send notifications to me. Awesome. Let's see. Andrew says, Eric, there's 6 people. Yay. I'm going to go make orange juice. Enjoy the orange juice. Yeah, sometimes we get a few people in, sometimes we don't. It's all good. Easy says, I agree. Through music is very spiritual. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Especially when it's played with that intent. If you think of every note that you play as a prayer, as praise, praise and prayer being absolutely the same thing. We think of praise sometimes as, or we think of prayer as petitioning. Can I get something that I don't have? However, if we're always putting conditions on things that we don't have, how can a prayer come true? How can a prayer be answered? But when we think of it as praise, for the potentiality of all things being in existence, we don't pray for health, we praise that health is present, although we might not be able to see it, we might not be able to recognize it. We don't pray for peace, we pray peace. There's Greg Braden wrote a book. I can't remember the title, but he talks about how Navajo, when they pray for rain during the times of drought, they don't pray for rain to arrive. They pray rain, meaning they get the experience of rain. They feel it. They connect to it. They offer it praise. Praise for its existence. If it doesn't exist, it can't come to us. So let's dive into a course, but let me catch up real quick. Let's see. Two-Band says, hello, sir. How you play any video games? I don't play any video games. It looks fun, though. If I were to play any game, I think it would be the Batman Arkham Asylum, because I happen to be a huge Batman fan my entire life. And Two-Band says, if you don't mind me asking you or telling me what is your religion, I'm going to defer to the Dalai Lama. When at the conference of religious leaders and everyone was standing up and offering their religion and their position, I'm a minister in this, or a reverend in that, or a priest in whatever. And he stood up and said very, very simply, my religion is kindness. And there it is. My religion is kindness. My religion is peace. My religion is love. Andrew's going to be right back. Hey, Mir. Mir, I hope you had a good birthday, my friend. Mir says, so, Sir Yogi and beautiful people. Appreciate you stopping in. Mir says, good morning all. Easy says, I was in orchestra over 10 years ago, but I lost my love for playing music. So happy I was finally able to get it back. Yeah, absolutely. And if you keep thinking of it as praise, praise for the self that is connected, you're playing universal music. You're connecting. Universe, one song. Everything's a vibration. Everything's a frequency. You're joining that. Let's see. Two-Band says, I've never heard of that. Can you tell me more about that, please? Well, what's the one major theme in every religion? Every religion talks about kindness. Every religion talks about love. Every religion talks about unity, one thing, and peace. And yet everything becomes separate once it becomes organized, once it becomes a religion. So skip all that. Skip it all. And seek peace within, and then offer it to the world. That's what we're going to read right now from the Course in Miracles. Andy says, did you know Aku School is haunted? Well, I don't know what that is. Hey, Jerry. What's new, my friend? Hello, Mr. Eric. How are you? How is everyone at Yogi Fam? Hey, we're doing good, Jerry. It's nice to see you, my friend. So this is from Course in Miracles in the manual for teachers. Let me begin with let's begin with the beginning. Oddly enough, what is the peace of God? It's been said that there is a kind of peace that is not of this world. How is it recognized? How is it found? And being found, can it be retained? Let us consider each of these questions separately, for each reflects a different step along the way. First, how can the peace of God be recognized? God's peace is recognized at first by just one thing. In every way, it is totally unlike all previous experiences. It calls to mind nothing that went before. It brings with it no past associations. It is a new thing entirely. There's a contrast, yes, between things and all the past, but strangely, it is not a contrast to true differences. The past just slips away, and in its place is everlasting quiet. Only that. The contrast just perceived has merely gone. Quiet has reached to cover everything. That's the peace of God. Peace of God is quietness of the mind. We can say the peace of Tao, the peace of reality, the peace of love, the peace of who we truly are. Doesn't matter. Whatever term you use that you feel comfortable with. So it calls to mind nothing of the past. It doesn't mean that we are naive. It doesn't mean that we allow bad things to happen to us over and over and over again. As it says here, it's totally unlike any other experience. It calls to mind nothing that went before, meaning it doesn't recall the intent of the act. It's a new thing entirely, which means that you are at peace, you recognize it, and you let it go. But the wisdom of the experience is retained. Does that make sense? Because everyone always wonders, if I forgive, does that mean the bad things are going to keep happening over and over again? That I allow myself to be hurt? Why would it ever allow that? Letting the past slip away does not mean that we are ignorant or stupid. It doesn't mean that we are allowing ourselves to be hurt. It means that we are letting the past slip away, and yet the intelligence of the present moment is retained and recognized. And intelligence would never harm itself. Intelligence never harms. So, I hope that makes sense. Andrew says, I live at, I don't know what that is, KUK? Two-Man says, sir, what do you think about Catholic? I was raised a Catholic. I went to a Catholic school. I think it's a beautiful expression of God. That it's a beautiful expression of the teachings of Jesus. But it's been corrupted by organization. Once anything is organized, it becomes less of what it truly is. Filtered down, you know? And it should never be filtered down. The Catholic faith should be expressed. How Christianity should be expressed. And it's an expression of Jesus, and Jesus is an expression of the sonship of God. Jesus promises us that we are all sons of God, or daughters. We say son, it's all exclusive though. It's just the language of Christianity. If we were talking the language of the Tao, we might say daughter, she. We might use a feminine term, but it's all the same thing. So the mistake that we've made is we've abdicated our own responsibility to be sons and daughters of God, and we turn to organizations. And an organization has one thing in mind, and that is to maintain the organization. Jesus only had one thing in mind, and that was forgiveness and love. And he taught us how to do it. If we skipped the church, but we lived by Sermon of the Mount, the Beatitudes, we would be true practitioners of the way of Jesus, of Christianity. We would be true Christians. But if we are concerned with social conveniences or social inconveniences, we're not practicing Christianity because we're practicing exclusiveness. That this is right, that is wrong. I am right because I believe this. You are wrong because you don't believe that. Nowhere in the words of Jesus does he offer any of that. Any of that. Nowhere in the words of Krishna does he offer any of that. Nowhere in the words of the Shiva Sutras and the Tao Te Ching is any of that offered. We are told to recognize ourselves within others. Jesus said the greatest of the commandments, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, body, and recognize others as ourselves. Jerry says, I agree with you, Eric. And Andrew says, oh, and I watched your videos, the workout. Well, thanks, Andrew. I appreciate that. Andrew says, remember me, Eric Yogi? Of course I remember you, my friend. Jerry says, I'm really happy to see you too. Please forgive me if I missed something back in time. I was on a trip yesterday, came back. Welcome back. No forgiveness needed, my friend. Jerry says, the peace of God is often contrasted with the world's peace, which is often temporary and dependent on the circumstances. The peace of God, on the other hand, is eternal and can sustain us even in the midst of trials and difficulties. Absolutely. And when we are sustained by the peace of God, truly so, war within the world is an impossibility. War and peace cannot coexist together. So imagine if our only role in life is to wake up to our own peacefulness, is to wake up to the own peace of God that is within us, and then we extend it towards others, because that's all we can do. Peace, God's peace, can only be extended. But lack of peace, warfare, war within ourselves, can only be projected. So we live in a world of our projections. And what are we projecting? We are projecting fear. We are projecting fear that we are not at peace. We are projecting fear that we are alone, that we are separate, that we are tiny little individuals floating in a sea of disunity. But we're not. So when we attain the peace of God, which is our own peace, which is in our hearts, and it's entirely possible, and it can happen right now. Remember, Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is within. And we immediately went, but I don't see it. And we immediately fell to our knees and we asked for it. We don't need to ask for it if it's within, but we need to look for it because it's hidden, it's buried by our projections. Heal the projections, and we heal the world. Jerry says, and I think it's important to note that the peace of God is not the absence of conflict, but rather a sense of wholeness and well-being that comes from knowing that God is in control. Nicely said. And if God is in control, why do we keep mucking around trying to fix things? We can't fix things. We are the source of all the problems. However, God can fix all things, the Holy Spirit, which is the voice of God that resides within our hearts. Imagine if we woke up in the morning and said, I will make no decisions on my own today. Don't confuse the ego, the voice of the ego, with the voice of the Holy Spirit. The voice of the ego is always demanding. I need to do this, you need to do that, and you need to do it now. The voice of the Holy Spirit is always quiet, it's a presence, and it's always speaking of love, only love. If you hear a voice that tells you anything other than love, it's the ego making demands. Jerry says that today God has surrounded by a great family like you, Eric, and everyone who sits and shares deep thoughts. Thank you, Jerry. Jerry, man, I've really missed you. Jerry says, today I can say I'm really blessed to have you all. Me too, my friend. Andrew says, Eric, Yogi, I remember you. I'm glad you remember me, Andrew. Remember, rejoin, recognizing who we are. That's the essence of the word, the salutation, namaste. Namaste literally means I am recognizing the spirit. I'm recognizing the light, the spark, the love that's within you. Jerry says, indeed, you're absolutely right. So this is the second part, reading in the teacher's manual. God's peace can never come where anger is, for anger must deny that peace exists. Who sees anger as justified in any way or any circumstances proclaims that peace is meaningless and must believe that it cannot exist. In this condition, peace cannot be found. And that's what Jerry said. If we view all the peaceful conditions or the lack of peace within the world, it's because we are viewing lack of peace within ourselves. When we heal ourselves, we heal the world. What a great responsibility we have. It is your responsibility to heal the world. Yours, no one else's. Does that mean you go out in the world and you try to fix everyone and every situation? Nope. You turn within, you discover the peace of God that is in your heart right now, never absent, and you practice it. How do you practice it? When you recognize anger within yourself, heal it, forgive it. It's a useful tool. Forgiveness reminds you, or anger, resentment, grievance, all of it reminds you that I am not at peace right now. So you can view all that comes up, that surfaces in your mind, not as I failed, but as an opportunity. Wow, now I get to heal. This still exists within me. Let's see. Andrew says, I said, I'll wait. I'll be here forever. Well, thank you, Andrew. Let's see. Mahai says, what's wrong, man? Nothing really. Let's see. Jerry says he missed the text above, but that's okay. And what I said. Let's see. What did I miss? Oh, it's a peace that allows us to face life's challenges with courage and hope, knowing that God is with us. Maybe I've done something good in my past or my previous birth. That today God has surrounded me by a great family. Gotcha. Like you, Eric, and everyone who sit and share deep thoughts. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Mahi says, you look sad, man. Just wanting to let you know that it will be fine. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm actually not sad. Not even a little bit. But hey, I appreciate you reaching out. It's an amazing thing. Imagine that. We got someone showing up here by coincidence, or is there no such thing as a coincidence? And all he wants to do is say, hey, it's going to be okay. It's pretty awesome. So we're going to wrap things up in just a minute. I'm going to head out and take my walk. I just want to continue this. Therefore, forgiveness is a necessary condition for finding peace of mind, for finding the peace of God. More than this, given forgiveness, there must be peace. When we forgive, we are only looking at the present moment. And when we're in the present moment, there must be peace. Because here's another lesson from A Course in Miracles. The one holy true thing that one can say about the past is that it's not here. So every thought of judgment, every thought of resentment, every thought of war is a thought of the past. Every thought that's in the present moment can only be the thought of God, can only be the thought of now, can only be the thought of forgiveness. So peace is the opposite of war. But what is true and real can't really have an opposite, only seems to have an opposite. So when we discover our own peace of mind, war itself is an impossibility. One person being at peace leads to a collective healing. Let's see. Gary says, right, Eric. And Mahai says, have a great rest of your life, man. We'll probably never meet. Hey, it's enough that we met now, my friend. Andrew says, Eric, if I had tuberculosis, be happy. Eric had tuberculosis, I'd be happy. Well, I'm not sure how to take that. Nightmare says, hi, Eric, ask me if I'm happy. Hey, Nightmare, are you happy? Travel and Food says, hello, Eric. Hello, my friend. I made money on the Mike versus Jake fight. So I saw that Jake won and Tyson didn't look so good. I didn't watch the fight, unfortunately. I was asleep. Hey, I'm happy you made some money. Goga says, Eric, hello, my friend Goga. Andrew says, I'll meet my dog Tiny and my Appa. Hey, everyone you've ever loved, Andrew, isn't absent. They're not gone. Anyone that you've ever loved that doesn't seem to be here any longer is still here, but they're now the formless aspect of your heart. They're the absolute love of who you are. No one we've ever loved is ever absent from our heart. It's an impossibility. Second law of thermodynamics simply states, energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Love is the ultimate energy. Love is the energy of existence. So how can it ever be gone? Anything that you've ever loved is still here. Different form, but still present. Nightmare says, yes, sir, Jake won, and so did Nightmare. That's a good night. At least for Jake. And for Nightmare. I feel sorry for Mike Tyson. You know, I got to root for the old guys, being an old guy. Goga says, blessings, everyone. Blessings to you, Goga, my friend. So, hey, Goga, who do we have for the Sunday service tomorrow? If you don't mind a hint. Not to give anything away. Travel and Food says, hey to Goga. Nightmare says, hey Goga, waving, good to see you. Travel and Food says, Mike Tyson is getting older. He is getting older. We always think we have that one last grasp. You know what I mean? One last fight, one last race, one last... It's okay to try for it, you know? I have every intention of running another 100-mile race in my 60s. I did my first one 1 week after my 50th birthday. Between the ages of 50, I stopped doing races. I guess it was about 57. I think my last race was at 57, maybe 58. Not because I couldn't do it anymore. Just didn't want to race anymore. But doesn't mean I won't. Again. Travel says, what? Nightmare says, I do feel sorry for Mike myself. I thought he looked scared on his walk up to the ring, which hit me in the feels given the fact that he's older than my father. Well, that means I'm older than your father, because I'm a year older than Mike Tyson. Yeah, man, seeing Mike Tyson look fearful, that's not right. You know? Mike Tyson was the essence of a warrior. But back in the day, back in the 80s, man, if you've never seen it, Google it up when he would go into a fight. No robe, no shirt, just a white towel with a hole cut out and his head through it. No socks, black boots, black trunks. We got love from Goga. Andrew says, I'll meet everyone that died when I turned 4. My brother died and my granny too. And I lost everyone. You never lost anyone, my friend. It might seem that way, but they are with you now. I'm sorry about that, Andrew, my friend. You can meet everyone that has passed away right now. You don't need to wait. This is why the Sufis and the Buddhists say, die while you're still alive. If you die of the ego's belief of being separate from others, you wake up to the actuality of always being connected. Nightmare says, I feel lucky to have watched Mike Tyson live. Right enough, even if he was way out of his prime. Yeah, that's true. Andrew says, but I'm still happy. I'm glad you're still happy. Nightmare says, who's your favorite fight of all time? Man, that's a good question. I used to love Rocky Marciano. I still do. But you know what? I'm going to have to go with Muhammad Ali. Because talk about battles, talking about going through epic wars in the ring. Muhammad Ali. And he always found a way till the very end. Andrew says, fake smiles for me. I hope no fake smiles. No reason for a fake smile, Andrew. You can discover your happiness right now. Hey, Xfinity Gamer. X Infinity. Morning, bro. I finally got 50 subs. Awesome. Hey, I thought you were a moderator. And if you're not a moderator, let's make you a moderator. It just makes it easier for you to, for people to connect to you. Guys, can you connect to our friend X Infinity Gamer? Let's keep those numbers growing. Mia Brewer says, hi. Hey, Mia. How are you, my friend? X Infinity Gamer says, thank you, Eric. You're welcome, my friend. I mean, you've been a great friend to the channel. You show up. You're always kind. You're always courteous. So it's much appreciated. If we can do anything to help you grow your channel, absolutely. So yeah, Nightmare, I got to go to Muhammad Ali. And I was fortunate to watch so many of his fights, but again, he was past his prime. I loved Hagler, Thomas Hearns. What a great era for the lighter classes, lightweight classes. Roberto Duran. That guy was just a fighter through and through. That's all he knew, was how to fight. X Infinity says, I appreciate that. Absolutely. All right, so I'm going to head out in just a minute. Hey, could I get a favor? Andrew says, after you're done live, I'll charge my phone and play a game on PS5. Well, that sounds fun. I'm going to end live in just a minute. Nightmare says, Infinity Gamer subbed. Awesome. Hey, guys, if you look into the live stream and you see that little dollar sign thing, the little icon, if you click on that, no one needs to, I'm not talking about it, I'm not asking for money, but if you click on that, could you ask me what icons you see? Or could you tell me what icons you see? I mentioned this yesterday. I'm beta testing given a great opportunity from YouTube, a new monetary exchange system for people who want to support the channel, and it's called Jewels. So there's no longer the super stickers that used to be there. It should say like gifting or jewels or something. People can buy jewels, but I don't see it working. Nightmare says super chat, memberships, and member gifting is the options I see. Thanks. That's what I see. And they keep telling me that it is set up, but it isn't set up. So I got to figure out why it's not working for me. They asked me to do a, what's it called? When you take a photo of something? I don't know what it's called. The photo thing? And I'll be honest, I don't know how to do it. Goga says super chat, membership, and membership gifting. Thank you. So I got to figure out what's wrong. The photo. I knew as soon as I said that Nightmare was gonna laugh. The photo thing. The photo snap. The photo capture. What is it called? Nightmare says much appreciated affinity. All right. I'm glad I could get a laugh from Nightmare. I'm glad my befuddlement could get a laugh. Goga says, I guess they're rolling Jules out slowly. It is activated in the studio. It is activated. And they said that it's already done for me. They said they see it from my end, but I don't see it. Andy says, before we end the live, don't forget your fans will be here waiting until you come back. Well, thank you. You know what? I really don't like the term fans. Although I am a fan of everyone. I like the term friends. My friends will be here. I always appreciate that. Goga says, use the selfie you did on Sunday's service. The photo snap. So it's called something, right? Screenshot. Screenshot is what you're looking for. I am. It is what I'm looking for. Sensitize? Screenshot. I don't know how to do a screenshot. Mainly also because I'm on my desktop. Goga's Zappin, photo snap. Goga says, I can't see this. I'm glad we are having a good time. I'm having a good time with you. We get a wave, and love and a wave from Andrew. Andrew, you're a good friend. I appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. There's a snipping tool. On desktop, I use a snipping tool. Hey, Camilla, how are you? What would be a snipping tool? Let's see. Koga says, Nightmare Eric will ask you, what are you sniffing? So what are you sniffing? That's a good question. What are we sniffing? And how can I snip it? And what is a sniffing tool? Man. You guys are laughing now, but I'm going to tell you something. I bet none of you know how to set up a Betamax system, do you? Andrew says, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Andrew. Thanks again. Neighbor says, next time we come back, he'll tell us hey, they have an app for that? They have a snipping app? That's what I need. They got an app for everything. Goga says, show off. Hey, there's some benefits for being older. Of course, I don't have a Betamax system, and neither does anyone else. X Infinity Gamer says Betamax. Wow, that's going back to the days. It is going back to the day. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know how to. Even back in the day, Betamax was beyond me. I could not program a Betamax system. Andrew says, exits live. I appreciate you being here, Andrew. So hopefully, one of the guys in charge of the Joule introduction program is going to show up on my live stream at 1 o'clock. I hope. And he's going to look and see what's going on and why I can't see it. Why no one can see it. Hopefully, he won't tell me to use my snipping app. I hope not. All right. I'm going to head out and take my walk. X Infinity Gamer says, then the VHS came out. Couldn't even work that. Me neither. You know the amazing thing? Betamax was actually a better product than VCRs. Nightmare says, I wish you could help more, but I don't know much about the monetization side of things. Me neither. X Infinity says 100%. It always seems that we choose the inferior thing, like with electricity itself. Was it the DC current that was introduced by Tesla was vastly superior to the AC current that was introduced by Edison, but Edison had the cooperation, I guess, by the government to help him put everything in place. So even though it was inferior and expensive, X Infinity says my uncle still has Betamax. He's almost 97. Wow. Good for him for holding on to quality. Probably still works pretty well. Unlike my lousy VCR that I can't do anything with. Let's see. X Infinity says, sorry, I meant my granddad. Gotcha. Nightmare says 97. That's awesome. It is awesome. My dad was 94 when he passed away. And he was healthy up until his last 4 months or thereabouts. Things spiraled quick. All right, guys, I'm going to head out and take my walk. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for the laughs. And, hey, thanks for putting up with me. Nightmare, congratulations. Nightmare made a few bucks on the Tyson Paul fight. Nightmare says, have a good one, everyone. You too. Enjoy your day. I'll be back later, guys, about 1 o'clock. Take care.